Hello! Old School is such a wonderful game, and we're lucky enough to have 3 different clients, with each one having various graphics options. Let's look over them. As a side note, these are the only 3 approved clients. Do not download any other client, even if a high level at TOA tells you to. The wiki has a section on approved clients that lists OS Buddy, and some people in-game may tell you to look at the wiki as confirmation that you can download it. But then you'll get hacked and lose your shadow. You have the official client, or what people refer to as vanilla, Runelite, which is the most popular client and has a variety of graphical and quality of life plugins, and the newest one is HDOS, which is arguably the most graphically advanced and has some quality of life plugins. Today I'll be diving into the graphics settings of each client to help you find the best way to prove your OSRS experience. This is the graphical style we all know and love. It's what most of us grew up with when we were younger. For some, they prefer the nostalgia and charm of these graphics. This is also the style that Jagex designs their game in, so we'll see with the other clients' graphical setting styles. This version avoids some inconsistencies that the others will run into. The vanilla client, we can see our skybox is a big black box no matter where we look. There's not much color blending on the ground tiles and objects, and no lighting effects on pets or attacks. There is some customizability. We can change how bright the client is, our game client layout, and our frame rate. In the settings menu, there are a few additional options. A nice one is the view distance, just to expand the world. You can scale your interfaces, so if your monitor is large, you don't have to move your mouse as far to get to the inventory. There are many options in the interfaces section. I like the transparent chat box and side panel personally. Because all of these are built into the vanilla client, they will carry on to Runelight as well. This is the most popular client. You can choose to have vanilla's appearance, but now you have this sidebar where the community can design helpful, safe, Jagex approved plugins. We can see graphically, Runelight looks almost identical to the vanilla client. You can keep it like this and just take advantage of the utility plugins, or you can customize the appearance to how you like. If you want a slight increase in performance, we can enable the GPU plugin. This expands the draw distance and makes your map load further out. It also enables fog, so it's not such a jarring cutoff with the black box. You can remove the color banding on the tiles as well. It's got a few options and it's worth playing around with. Moving on from the standard GPU plugin in Runelight, we have the big one, 117 HD. This is personally what I use, and it's my favorite one. We can see the water gets a lot more detail, the ground has more texture, pets and attacks have lighting effects, the fog is much more detailed, and the skyboxes seem more fitting based off the area. There are detailed shadows now, and it has a lot of options you can adjust. Here are the settings I personally use. Another plugin I like to use for graphics is the low detail plugin. OSRS is highly detailed with lots of grass and leaves, but I like this smooth look you get when you turn it on. The client is still HD, just everything feels a lot smoother. A very nice plugin that changes all of your interfaces are the resource packs. After you install it, go to this panel on the right, and there are several to pick from. Try a few out and see what you like the best. Just like the vanilla client, you can change your interface size, so if you don't want to move the mouse too much, just turn on stretched mode and select how much you want it to be scaled. Runelight also has the most important graphics plugin. This is the new kid on the block. This is the newest developed client out of the 3. This is how the graphics look out of the box as long as you select the HD mode. but on the login screen you have all of these details to mess with as well. Right away, we can see my Runescape has particles now. Just like 117, we have fog, shadows, and water effects, though it looks like the shadows aren't as detailed as the 117 plugin. We can see some things, like this waterfall, haven't been optimized though, and they look a bit goofy. Our icons are a bit different as well. I get a special mouse cursor for the trees. A lot of the monsters and items get this speckled look on this client. It's a bit odd to me. Here's what the standard detail of HDOS looks like. I lose my spiky mohawk, so immediately it's a 0 out of 10. Things don't have the speckled look anymore, but there's still a lot of smoothing in the graphical style. We still have the fog, but not the character shadows. Honestly, these standard graphics in HDOS are quite charming. Going back to the HD settings to look at the plugins, it does have quite a lot of the same plugins that Runelight has, but not nearly as many, and it seems there's no plugin hub to look for additional plugins. None of their plugins really have any changes to the graphics settings, so things like low detail with the HD on and the resource packs, I really like those in Runelight, but they're not here. I personally prefer Runelight with the 117 client. Everything feels speckled and a bit bouncy in the HDOS compared to Runelight, and Runelight plugins are much more expansive. Maybe my opinions will change over time though. HDOS is still fairly new to the scene, and they are actively working on adding new plugins and features. Whichever client you decide on, make sure you download it from their official website. The wiki has links to the official pages, so I would recommend using that. Everyone's got their own opinions on how OSRS should look. Hopefully this helps you find the options you like best. If you enjoyed the video, a like and subscribe would be greatly appreciated. Thank you and have a great day.